This video is sponsored by Mami Rose. I went up to go talk to her, and as I got closer, I'm looking at her and I'm like, I don't know if this is a girl.
Well, guess what? I was in Silom Soi too. Do you know?
I know what it is, but explain to everybody else what it is. Am I that bad at speaking Thai? The girl just hung up on me. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the One Night in Bangkok podcast. If you guys are new here, my name is Eric. I'm here with my favorite Bangkok podcast girl, Ern, and we're bringing you some of the best people and places and stories from right here in Bangkok, Thailand. If you're new to the channel, if you're traveling to Thailand this year, if you want to live in this amazing city, hit the subscribe button. Check out our Clips channel. Check us out on Apple and Spotify podcasts. And if you want to support the channel, buy us a coffee, buy us a drink down below. We really appreciate it. Today, I'm with Ern, and we're catching up on the last week. We've kind of been all over the place. You had a late night last night. I know. You're trying to look like you're awake, but I know you're dying inside.
Yeah, went home around like almost 4 a.m.
Yeah, we've kind of been all over the place this week. I've happened to run into a lot of subscribers this week. Every day. I saw the guys at Baccarat. I saw some people at the office, Thang Law. Someone came up to me on the train, the BTS.
Yeah.
Just all over the place. So it's cool to see everybody out in the real world. Just sometimes if I react weirdly, I'm not sure if someone's coming up to me because they want to hit me in the face, or if it's because they want to say hi because they watch the podcast. So sometimes it's just easier to be like, oh, I saw you on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
So do you have people see you?
I think a lot. It's not every day, but sometimes, most of the time it's like right in front of the restaurant that I work for, or like while they having their food, and then once they finish it, they just came to me like, oh, like your face is I've seen before, and then they know us from like the One Night in Bangkok. Or there's a few days ago that I was having lunch downstairs of the Emsphere mall, and then there's a guy kind of like do the video call, and then he talked to his friend, and then he looked at me like, what? Is that really you? And I was shipping my food like, hey, yeah, yeah, it's me. Yeah, so kind of like funny moments that like the way they recognize me, they seems to be like, what is that you? Is that your face? Is that the real you? They couldn't imagine that they're gonna meet me like sharing food and like.
Yeah, I like meeting people. I just hope and pray that people don't find me in some place that's like too embarrassing. Because sometimes people find me in some sketchy places, and I'm like, well, you caught me. Cool. Well, we read all the comments, by the way, guys. So if you, I don't know, if you have any thoughts, suggestions on topics, anything you want to see, leave them down below. One of the things that's come up, I've noticed over the past few weeks, is a lot of people are looking for recommendations about where to go out, especially at night when they come to Bangkok this year, when they travel to Thailand later this year. And the people at Mami Rose were nice enough to invite me out for dinner the other night. So you saw on my Instagram I went?
Yes,
yeah,
I saw it.
So I headed over there, and I had an amazing steak dinner. So if you guys are not familiar with Mami Rose, it's on the 5th floor of Emsphere Mall in Prampong, and what's the floor called? M Wonder?
M Wonder.
Yeah, it's kind of like this entertainment floor. A lot of bars, restaurants, activities, like all different kinds of things up there. Tic-tac-toe is up there, but Mami Rose is up there as well, and it's kind of a cool, it feels like, the way that I would describe it is, it feels like Miami summer. Like that's kind of the whole concept, I think. It's kind of open air to the outside, although they do have air conditioners inside. And it just feels like a party. So I met my lovely lady friend, for dinner.
Yeah.
Now I wasn't gonna name her by name, but I'm gonna explain why in a second. So we went to Mami Rose, and actually that night they were having an after party for like another group or something, like I think it was Mad Stash or for the pool party or something. One cool thing about a place like Mami Rose is, like, for me, if I go on a date, I don't want to go to a quiet, boring place, especially if it's a first date. I want it to be like a lot of things happening.
Lively place.
Yeah. I want to be able to like talk about this, see this. There's nothing worse than if you're on a date and it's just like that dead quiet and then you feel awkward. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like places like this because there's so much going on. Like when people order bottles, like they're doing like a bottle show with the sparklers, and it's just fun. That's probably the best way to explain it. And if you go later, like we went pretty late. I think we got there around 9:15, and it was kind of already transitioning from restaurant into like nightlife party at that point. Yeah. So if you want a little bit of a quieter thing, maybe go a little bit earlier. If you want the party, go a little bit later. So there were tons of people showing up when around 9:30ish. So, and it's so close and easy to get to. It's just in Phrom Phong.
Yes.
So I think a lot of people feel like, oh, you have to go to, far out or wherever, but it's nice to stop for dinner, have a drink. So you've been, right? Oh, actually, we went to Mami Rose the first night it was open. In fact, if you've seen this in the background, this was from
the first night.
This was from the first night, yeah.
Yeah.
So we tried a bunch of different dishes. We started off with like the truffle ravioli, which, I don't know, you work in an Italian restaurant,
Italian?
so maybe, yeah.
Truffle.
I'm not a truffle.
Like truffle.
I'm not a truffle guy, by the way. I don't really understand the hype around the truffle. Someone tried to explain it to me at one point, but I don't really get it. The guy came over with like the whatever to scrape it on, and I was like, all right, that's good. And he looked at me like, that's it? Like that's all you want? Like, but I was like, yeah, that's fine. So we got like ravioli. I ordered a tomahawk steak. I've actually never had a tomahawk steak. This was the first time, and they bring it like right to the table and cut it there, and it was enough for both of us easily. And we ordered some sides like fries, like mashed potatoes. I think we ordered broccolini, maybe something like that. Just some vegetables. And for dessert, we had like this chocolate fudge thing. Anyway, the food is really good. It's a fun atmosphere. So if you want to have like a nice date, I think it's a really good spot. So check it out at Emsphere on the 5th floor, M Wonder. Now, I wasn't going to mention who the girl was. I just was hanging out. And I think you asked me about her, but I want to mention her now, and I want to say congratulations because she's actually from Kongen, which is in Isan, and I've known her for a while, and I've actually mentioned her on this show a few times before, but I've never said her by name. I've told some stories with her.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've heard you say something like you date someone that like in the beauty pageant things.
Yeah, this is her.
Is that her?
So she was, I believe, a finalist in Miss Universe Thailand a few years ago. And the reason she was in Bangkok this past week was because she was getting ready to do Miss Universe again. Yeah. And I didn't know it, but like, I guess like the competition was the following weekend, but there's like a week of events beforehand. Like she has to go to some hotel and they all stay there and they do like press events, or I don't know exactly how it works. I didn't know this. I feel bad because I brought her out to have all this food and she looked at me like she's going to kill me because she's about to start this like competition, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but I made her try everything, at least a little bit. So yeah, she liked it. So the next day she went off to do the competition and she was competing. So Miss Universe, the way it works, maybe you correct me if I'm wrong. It's like regional. I don't know if it's by province or
by province.
Yeah. So she competed in the one for Samut Songkram. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Samut Songkram.
Yeah, which is like 2 hours away from Bangkok, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she had asked me if I wanted to go, but it's just hard to go like 2 hours and then I'm stuck there and then I can't work and
quite far.
Yeah. So so she went off the next day to go do that, and then she actually ended up coming in second. She was the runner up. But, and you know what's funny? When I saw the footage from it and I saw like, you know, they have like the evening gown. Is that what you call it? They have like different parts of the evening gown, bikini. They've got like a question and answer.
The swimming suit round first, and then they have the evening gown. Yeah. And then I think the final round will be like the evening gown with like some, you know, accessory, some jewelry. But I don't know, like in the like region, like province route, is that they have like that or not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know she at least did like the evening gown and the swimsuit, and when she was in Bangkok, we were at the cafe together, and she was like on her iPad, like going through all the questions. Like she takes it so seriously, and you know, I think I want to point out, I think a lot of Thai women get a bad rap for being like not stupid, but like not interested in more intellectual things, or like they could never have like a successful career. I'm not saying I think this, but I'm saying I think some people might think this. But I mean, for her, she's I think around 28, and she is a part owner of a restaurant in Khon Kaen, and you know, she has like a real life, a real job. She's not out in, you know, some of these places in Bangkok that you wouldn't want your girlfriend to be. So, you know, I have a lot of respect for her. So she ended up coming in second. And I was actually shocked she came in second, because when I saw her in the evening gown, I was like, how could she not win? Right? I'll put the video, right? Well, then what happened was, I don't know. I don't know exactly why, but something happened with the winner. I don't know if it's the judges ruled someone broke the rules or there was some issue, but I believe they said, okay, the person we originally named as the winner cannot be the winner. And so she became the winner. So I'd like to say congratulations to I for being Miss Samut Sangkram. I feel like I'm saying that wrong every time.
Yeah, the same name as my younger sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh. My younger sister, her name is I.
Okay.
So maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I brought her to Mami Rose. And it's funny if we go out, because she's already taller than me. And then when she wears heels.
How tall is she?
Taller than me by at least a few centimeters.
Wow.
Yeah. And then when she wears heels, she's, you know, she towers over me.
How did you feel when you walk with her?
Well, I got to be honest. When I first met her and I first saw her, I went up to go talk to her. And as I got closer, I'm looking at her and I'm like, I don't know if this is a girl, because she's tall and, you know, she has a certain look. You know how like a lot of lady boys, they're very good at looking feminine.
Yeah, yeah.
Like very beautiful. She has that kind of look. And so I was like, I don't know about this. And then just by chance, after the bar closed, I ran into her outside and we started talking. And that's how I met her. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it's good.
yeah. So that was a good night out. And then after we went to Mami Rose, we stopped at Live Ekamai, which Live is, it used to be Babyface. It's a nightclub. It used to be called Babyface. It's a nightclub in Ekamai. Now it's called Live. And we met up with Andy, who does epic events, and they were doing an event there. And just came by to like say hi and, you know, hang out for a bit. And I went to another one of his events, I think I mentioned, where they did like an Avicii night. You don't know Avicii. Avicii was a really popular DJ from like 10 years ago.
Okay.
He died. I really liked his music, so I went to that night. I really enjoyed it. But, you know, I really like that Andy, the Epic Events, is trying to do like interesting things. Like I feel like there's a lot of stagnation in Bangkok nightlife. Like everybody is kind of doing one of a few things, and there's too many. There's too many people doing the same things. So it's kind of, I like it when I see people trying to do something a little more creative or like different. So he was doing that at Live, and then tonight he's doing an event at, it's called Raze Arcade, I think.
Raze Arcade, which is at Emsphere.
At Emsphere, right.
5th floor.
Yeah, so what is Raze Arcade exactly? Describe it.
Well, actually, I've never really checked it out, but I walked past like a few times. I think the concept is pretty interesting with the way it's like nightclub. It has DJ, but it also have like I don't know what to call like
Arcade
racing.
games.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
games and yeah, people just go plays and also get like get drunk there. So it's kind of cool concept. It's not just only like the club,
Yeah.
It's a game.
So I've never been, but someone mentioned it to me. Actually, I think when we were at Mami Rose, mentioned it to me. And then I saw they're doing the event there, and I saw Dennis Gold, who we know, is
Yeah.
playing there. So I was like, oh, I think I'm going to go check this out. So maybe if I can make it, I'll put some footage in here. If not, then I'll go the next time. But anyway, if you want to check out Andy's events, you can check out Epic Events on Instagram. They do different events at different clubs throughout the city at different times of the month. So it's not the same every week. So if you want to try something different, check that out.
Yep.
Now, speaking of trying something different,
What?
Erin, where did you
Me?
go last night?
Well, guess what? I was in Silom Soi too. Do you know?
I know what it is, but explain to everybody else what it is.
So, that area, let's say, is like a lot of gays bars over there. Silom Soi too, and I've heard that for many years from my friends because I have a lot of gays friends, but I never really check it out. So last night I just okay, let's do it. So I went there with my colleagues to check it. I think it's kind of like just like small alley, but it's really cool because it looks like open air bar, but it's had the AC, strong AC, like really cold there, but it's like open. So when you dance or when you get drunk, you stop here, you can just walk across and then go to the other bar. So it's all around. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been there. I wouldn't mind going just to see what it's like. Do you think it'd be
you should
maybe?
go. Like it's kind of new experience for me because as a girl, I was there. I was okay. My friends were late, so I was sitting outside. So everybody's around me are all gays, and like it's the first time that like I went out at night and nobody, kind of like look at me like in a flirting way. It was just like wow, this is like a new things for me. And the drinks there is also quite cheap. Peoples are friendly. Yeah. Yeah. And the entry fees, it's 300 baht. So, but 300 baht, you can use this to get 2 drinks.
Well, what's the name of the bar?
I think it has 3 places in one.
Oh, but you pay once.
So you have to pay for the entry fees, just one. So just 300 baht, you get 2 drinks, 2 cocktails, 300 baht.
Wait, and okay, let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You pay 300 baht.
Yeah.
You get 2 cocktails and entrance to 3 gay bars.
Yeah, the entry fee is for 3 great.
Guys, what a deal.
Yeah.
I want to see all of you down there, Silom Soi 2 next week.
Yeah, but it's just like it's a voucher like 300 baht, right? But if like there's some drink that's higher than that, you just pay some extra. But like the basic one will be cocktail 150, but I take like soju with mixer is 350, so I just pay more 50 baht. And it's like a huge jar, like the huge one that I can drink it for all night.
Yeah, and you did drink it all night because I saw what your Instagram looked like.
I did drink all night. The first stop, we stopped at the place called Espressos, which is really cool because this one, it's mainly more for like K-pop. So all the gays that love K-pops, do you know cover dance, right?
No.
K-pop cover dance, like, dance like the boy bands,
No.
girl group. So all the people's gonna like, who knows how to dance that song, they're just gonna come up on the stage and it's just random. People just come up and dance together. But the funny thing is, the first thing I try to look at is like, where is the girl toilet? Like, when I look, because all around me, it's all men, all gays, right? But then I look, okay, so I'm just the only girl. Is that a toilet for girl? And then I saw, but they make the side like they put the girl restroom with a disability restroom, you know? Yeah, they put the signs together. I was like, oh, okay, this is the restroom for girl. So they put this one together. So mostly like the restroom is just for men. Yeah. And the second one I stopped at is called DJ Station. It's more like EDM. And a lot of foreigners are there. Yeah. I saw like not just only gay, I saw some like old people that maybe just want some new experiences and then they want to check it out how gays bar look like. And then yeah. It's cool. It's cool.
I've never been to a gay bar in Bangkok, but I have in Boston. My business worked with one of the gay nightlife promoters in Boston. So we would help produce some of their bigger events and stuff like that. So, but I mean, I don't know. In Bangkok, I can't imagine what it would be like.
Yeah. But in here, let's say I was really happy because everybody just, vibe with the music. They all dance, I like when people like in the club just dance and having fun, not just standing and like not doing anything. But at the beginning, I think they start to dance around like 1 a.m. and they close 3 a.m. So I was there around 11. People still like stand still, not doing anything until midnight, like 30. And then they start to dance around like 1 a.m. So it's quite late that like the way they're gonna start to dance is just wait for the right song, the right music, and then they're gonna start to dance. Yeah. And I was with all my gay friends, and actually I'm kind of like a bodyguard there for my friends. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I had a gay friend he's hot, and there's like friend gay that approached him and kind of like flirt with him, and he didn't like him. So he told that foreigner that like, oh, this is my girlfriend. and like he didn't tell me before that, like he told that guy that I'm his girlfriend. So that friend guy came up to me and like, hey, your friend is so hot, but he said that you're his girlfriend, but he is so gay. I don't believe him. And then I look at his face. I look at my friend's face, and they're like, help me, help me. And I went over to him, and then I hugged him, and it's like, look, he's not gonna believe you. You're so gay. So just come with me and dance right next to me, so he's not gonna bother you. And then you know what he do? He don't believe you. So he grabbed my face and he tried to kiss me. And I was like, no. I was like, no. He's not gonna believe you anyway. Don't do stupid things like that. So I just started like push him like, no. Okay, but just stand right next to me and dance with me. And yeah, that's how my night goes.
I'm kind of surprised you're here at One Piece because I saw people don't understand. I saw the Instagram stories.
What?
Were you posting? You look like you could barely stand up when you were leaving.
Me?
Yeah.
It's me?
Yeah.
No. That one, it's my friend. Other friend.
Okay.
Yeah, I still can stand. Yeah, it's good. It's good. You should try and check it out.
All right. Well, other than nightlife, there's a lot of other news going on in Bangkok this week, including the new helmet law came into effect, or not the new helmet law. They just said they're going to enforce it.
They're like the streets more about this.
So they said, so apparently it's already the law. You have to wear a helmet while riding a bike, but it's pretty much never enforced, right? So they said, okay, as of June 1st, we're going to strictly enforce traffic laws, including the helmet stuff. So on June 1st, I took 5 bikes. How many bikes do you think had a helmet? To give me
2.
1 out of the 5. And the funny part is, one of those bikes I was taking to go to a helmet shop to buy a helmet. And when I'm almost at the shop, we find the police checkpoint. but they were already busy with other people. So we just went by. But it was actually a frustrating experience to buy a helmet in Bangkok because, you know, most of the helmets that are out there, sorry guys, if you don't care about nerdy helmet talk, but give me a second. Most of the helmets that you see people wearing are like very bad. They're like almost worthless, or they're not wearing them right, or they're not the right size. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get myself a good helmet because I think I'm gonna rent a motorbike soon, and I think I'm gonna buy one soon after that. I've been here for 6 years. Sometimes it's just easier to have a bike.
Yeah. I'm surprised that you still haven't got any motorbike with you.
Yeah, because I actually have a motorcycle license in the US, which is, you know, very different than driving in Thailand for a lot of reasons. I've ridden bikes pretty much all around Thailand, except for Bangkok. I've never driven a bike in Bangkok. And to be honest, I'm nervous because people are crazy and they have very little regard for anybody's life, including their own. So you have a bike though, right? You have like a Scoopy or something?
Yeah. Scoopy, pink one.
Yeah, Scoopy is like the basic girl bike.
The basic girl bike. And it's actually like the second hand that my mom gave me when I started university.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use it till now.
I'm going to get a small bike for now, but eventually I'd like to get like a bigger sport bike. Not like a 1,000cc or anything like that, but just something for fun. My friend Jack rides, and a few years ago, I've talked about before on another episode, I did a trip in Mahangson, and that was one of the best experiences of my life, driving that route through northern Thailand. So I'd like to do something like that again. So, but I'm going to start by getting a helmet. So I went to this helmet shop, and this helmet shop was in like a more local area, and all they sell are helmets. And I walk in, and there's 3 girls working there. I say girls because they were relatively young. I want to say like early 20s. And what looked to be the owner, who's also a woman, and basically nobody helped me. Like I was just in this shop, and they were just not even.
Yeah, I just have to go through and walk and see by yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And by the way, I want to ask you about this. So before I went to the shop, I called them because I wanted to know if they were open, or what time they were open until. And so they answered, and I figured they were going to be like maybe not speaking English just because of where the shop was. So they answered like "Sadika," and I said, what did I say? I said "Sadika, Wani Burt my cup." Now, does that make sense or no? Wani Burt my cup?
Yeah, understand.
And she went, "Huh?" And I was like, Wani Burt my cup?
Burt my cup?
and she goes, "Huh?" And then she like yelled something in the background, and then she came back, and I was like, Bicky Moon cup. What time? But the first thing I'm saying is, are you open today? And then I switched to, what time do you close? She had no idea what I was saying.
Yeah.
And I was like, am I that bad at speaking Thai? Like, do
you speak not loud enough or what?
I don't know. Then I'm thinking, because normally when this situation happens, what I realize is, oh, they're not Thai. They're from Myanmar. But I think these people were Thai. But the girl just hung up on me. She just didn't even attempt to communicate, and she just hung up on me. And I wanted to mention this to you because I've actually noticed this kind of thing a lot. When I get a phone call, like I had to have my camera lens fixed, and I left it at the service center. And I think they called me to ask me something or to tell me it's ready, but they just speak Thai, which I don't blame them because I'm in their country. But there's a problem communicating, and instead of trying to like work it out, they just hang up on me. And this has happened many, many times with many different types of things on the phone. So I just wanted to point out that kind of weird thing here where I've noticed if there's a language problem on the phone, Thai people just hang up on you.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that or no?
Oh, it never happened to me. And also the people around me, because I work as a hostess right now. So let's say for the beginning, like for the person who a little bit nervous when you don't understand what they're saying, like my friends, my colleagues, like there's some time that she don't understand, and then she just put the phone to me. Like I said, tell me first, like what you wanna. I don't understand. Or should I just hung up? I was like, no. Try to ask him to speak slowly and louder.
Yeah.
And like, don't be nervous. Yeah. So it's just a situation where I try to tell my colleagues that like relax and try to make him speak slowly. And then if you really don't understand, then just hand the phone to me. Yeah. But I don't think it's good to just like hung up because like, maybe something important.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, for Thai people who don't know English at all, it could happen. They're just like,
I was shocked in this
like
case.
they were so scared. Maybe
I was trying to speak Thai to them, and I just was shocked. They had
So
no idea what I was saying.
Why don't you just switch to English?
I found that if you switch back and forth, it confuses people even more because they're thinking in one language, and then you switch. They don't realize you switched.
But did you speak it
No, it was only Thai. It was 100% Thai from the beginning.
Clearly.
Just like I said to you.
Yeah,
but you have
but when you speak Thai, your voice kind of like soft. So when you speak, วันนี้เปิดไหมครับ like more
okay, more
clear,
aggressively.
More aggressive.
Okay.
Like the way you speak in English. Yeah.
Okay, well, I showed up at this shop.
Yeah.
Nobody helped me. And then eventually I was like, oh, can I get some help? And so I explained kind of my situation, what I'm looking for, what I'm not looking for. And I asked them if they could give me any recommendations. So what I think was the owner or the manager, I don't know, she put 2 helmets on the table and she said like, this one is 3,000 baht. This one is 3,500 baht. And I was like, okay. I was like, what's the difference? And she said, well, this one is 500 baht more. And I was like, yeah, but like, what's the difference in features? Why is this one better?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know. You can just try it and pick whichever one you want. I was like, okay, yeah. So I left.
But she does speak English?
This one speaks English, yeah.
But
Yeah.
Is it really the way how you sell?
Exact. And the crazy part is she asked me my budget, and you're gonna laugh when I tell you how much I was willing to spend.
Yeah.
I was willing to spend like, if I found one I really like, 10 to 15,000 baht. Because I want like a real
good one.
I don't want like a Lotus.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking like, wow, she lost like this sale just because she. Yeah. So
it's weird.
And then, but I'm pointing this situation out because I don't know if you get this as a Thai person, but definitely as a Westerner, I notice in Thailand in retail stores, they tend to have a lot of employees, like way more employees than I would think you would need. And the employees tend to be much less knowledgeable or helpful when actually trying to buy a product. Like if I go to like, let's say a camera store, and I would expect people to know a lot about photography and like the accessories and the difference between this and this. And in most cases, they just don't. And I'm always shocked. I'm thinking like, how do you work here if you don't know about this type of product? Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it just depends like which shop, right?
Yeah.
It's not
every, I want to actually take some of that back because some stores I go to, like Antasuka Tiger, the sneaker store, the Japanese sneakers, I have them. What do you mean? The shoes I have in the mall, Terminal 21, first floor.
Okay.
I want to shout out to BB, the manager there, because she's like knows everything there is to know about those shoes. Tells you everything. I'm like, oh, this one feels a little bit like this. She's like, yep, that's because of this and this and this. I'm like, okay. But I find that in general in Thailand, this is not the case.
Do you think it's because about how much you pay for that employee, right? Like for example, if the employee doesn't have any knowledge about the products and things, maybe they just get like 300 baht a day, and then they just want someone to take care of like the things that they sell, but they don't really put them to be more like informative for the customer because like they pay just 300. So
yeah, so I don't think it's a secret that retail employees here make very, very little money.
Yeah.
But if I was a business owner, which I am, I would rather have fewer people that are more knowledgeable and better trained than more people that just kind of stand around and fill up the store. So I don't know. I just noticed this weird kind of cultural thing. So I'm curious if anybody else has experienced this. After I left this shop, I went to a different shop which had one guy working at it, and he was super helpful. First thing he did was like measure my head. He explained this, he explained this. Unfortunately, they didn't have the size that I need. So based on the measurement of my head, I'm a size small. And I guess in Thailand, most helmets are like a medium and up. I don't know if it's just that my head is small or if it's like Asian heads are bigger. I don't know. But they didn't really have much for my size.
If your head is small, and what about my head?
No, I think it's just also when you're buying a helmet, they tend to come in 3 shapes. I don't want to get into all this nerdy stuff, but there's like circle, intermediate, oval, and oval. So you need to know all of these things. That's why when the lady was just like, okay, this one or this one.
I like the one that like more like oval and cover everything.
Oh no.
But
the shape has to do with like the shape of your head and how it fits on your head, not if it has the front thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's a whole other thing too. They have some with the front full face. They have open. So yeah.
Okay. Very nerdy.
Are you a helmet wearer?
Huh?
Do you wear helmets?
Sometimes.
Yeah. I always
just be honest.
I always think it's interesting when I see like a father and a mother riding on a motorbike, and maybe like one of them is wearing a helmet, but then they're carrying like an infant, like a baby.
Yeah, baby.
I'm like, I get it though. Like this is, again, I'm seeing this through my Western lens. These people don't have a choice. Like they can't.
Maybe they have just like motorbike.
Yeah, like
they don't have a car.
They can, I don't want to say they can barely afford a motorbike, but possibly. But cars are expensive. Even I think the BTS is expensive for a lot of Thai people. Would you agree with that or no?
Yeah, I think BTS it's a little expensive than like if you compare to like MRT or like or even like the way I pay for BTS and MRT every day. I think if I drive a motorbike, it's maybe cheaper if I drive a motorbike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use BTS and MRT because about the air pollution.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to breathe in the pollution every day, but anyway, it's still I have to take the motorbike taxi every day.
Well, now we're in rainy season.
Yeah.
I feel like the air is much clearer, fresher.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the rain. I love that there's less people in the city. It's totally my vibe. So now my view has changed. I think coming to Thailand during rainy season is actually a really great idea.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we've got a lot of other things to do today. Maybe we'll go out tonight. We'll see. We're recording some other podcasts today with some special guests.
Okay.
If you guys have any questions or comments, any of that, let us know down below.
Yep.
Let us know what your view on the helmet law situation is. If you're looking for places to go out, if you've got a date with Miss Universe and you want a good place to go to, check out Mami Rose. Okay, just a pro tip right there. Other than that, hit the subscribe button. Check us out on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Check out our Clips channel. Buy us a coffee, and we will see you in the next one.